Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. Welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This scene takes place at the Grand Melee within the tent of Baron Alexei Voidfrost at Varich, as both of his knights have righted themselves come down from the stand. There is a Boggin who has been collecting debts, along with a knocker who has been doing the same, and they have a rather hefty bag of dross with them at this point. As they enter the tent, Alexei is naked once again to the waist. His body, normally quite lithe and pale, is covered in really gnarly looking burns. Like, this is one level of aggravated damage, so these burns are real. You will also see another woman in House Varich colors, another one of his retainers, um, who is currently daubing on what looks to be some kind of salve onto the wounds as he grimaces with each one of with every time her fingers press into the rather abused skin. Upon you two entering, he'll say, "I take it that the bookmakers did not argue and paid you."
You see,
The
buddy?
couple argued. They learned why is not a good idea.
What did you say, Sergey?
You see, buddy? No problem.
Good. He taps. He kind of makes a head gesture and he says, "Let me see that sword."
The forceful hand him the sword.
For the record, I've now gotten the description. It is a beautiful silver blade that has, I believe it is a lion etched onto the pommel. And he will say, "I used this sword to kill the chimerical body of that Suka." Fascinating. It's a beautifully weighted thing. Wouldn't you agree, Borscht?
It is good make though. I am not much a sword guy though.
No. No. However, he was. This I'm led to understand is some kind of family heirloom. Funny. So,
Sergey is making a. He pulls out his flask and he tinks it, and you guys can see the frost on the outside of it as he pours out a glass for his lord.
he will knock back the shot. He'll scull it.
Okay, make that stamina check.
No worries. What? It's like a stupidly difficult stamina check, isn't it?
It's a 9.
Gonna see where this goes today. Uh, okay. Um, what was it that the actual thing does?
It heals you.
Will it do ag or will it only do lethal?
It heals the damage you take.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, you will see the wounds all over his form, or the vicious burns start to seal and close. He will then wave his hand away at the woman, the female knight who was attending him, before he will slump, or rather, he will sit regally, as he is a she. She do not slump. He will sit regally in a high backed chair behind a desk that has been placed in the small. Like this tent is not huge. It's it's the size of a small pavilion, so it's about maybe 15 feet across by 5 feet deep. So he'll take a seat at a small desk, and he'll say, "This Suka tried to kill me. I don't know if that was his intention, but does that make a difference if it was or if it wasn't?
Yes,
Why?
in the eyes of your brothers, it will.
In the eyes of my brothers, he broke the tenets of the melee. He broke the
Forsworn.
rules."
He is forced. He goes, but we ask ourselves, between us, amongst us, is forsworn.
That is fair. The question will be asked. He unleashed the art of Dragon's ire. If he controlled the unleashing, then doing me harm was his intent. He intended to cause damage that could kill me. If it was not his intent, then he is just foolish and he lost control. One is bad, one is worse. I'm sure you will agree to that statement, Sergey.
Yes, but it's not what we know, it's what we can prove.
Indeed, he will no doubt be questioned, and certain individuals will no doubt be called in order to verify the statements. I believe he controlled it. It seems to follow his direct command as I heard it. Also, on an out character note, Evan knows he did control it. So, but he will say, I believe it was controlled. I believe he merely worded it terribly. His intention was laughable. The fact that I am alive is testament. But the attention is what will matter. House Fiona is currently licking its wounds. He tosses the bag of dross. It is not an insubstantial bag. It's got 56 dross in it. I can tell you that right now. He'll say, "Do you know? I assume, Sergey, you will immediately tell me how much dross is in this bag."
25.
Funny. He opens it. Is there only 25 in it?
Yeah.
I take it you have other 20. I take it you have other 31.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. That's fine. But he will say, Baron Fiona lost 300 dross on this match to Baroness Aileel. That is enough to prick any man's conscience.
My lord, Borsch and I are knights. We are right, sir. We will stand with you. However, I must ask you, in agreement with our contract that you and I are into, we must take everything we can from this situation. And I would like, since it is my skin that I am risking, for it not to be war. I have other idea.
I don't believe it will come to war, but I am willing to listen to idea. Lay it out.
Okay. We give the Fiona the accident. Foolishness is much heavier cross to bear than an almost kill. He wears this around his neck. This can be used in court again later. But this accident, as we refer to it as, causes a certain recompense to be paid. You will not ask for flesh. You will ask for property, holdings, to increase your own.
That is not a bad idea. You see him kind of pent his fingers together and lean back in his chair. One way or the other, if it is proven that he has broken the tenets of the melee, Christian Dubois ap Fiona is an oath breaker. That will not matter how or why. He will be an oath breaker.
But my lord, what I'm saying, we give him the win. We say it was accident. No questions are asked. This is taken care of. The Baron will see what you have done and owe you, not only in holdings, but in other favors. He does not lose his knight, but he will lose his holdings. But you will have something on both of them. They will both know, and this Christian will forever have to deal with the fact that he messed up in front of everyone, because that will be seen as an accident. The person who will not be trusted to unleash. A great weapon will be taken from him, because it will be spoken amongst us all. I'm not saying the rumors can be passed, but the commoners talk. And this one will be known as one who does such a thing. Longer death than a painful thing. No. This is not how we do business. We bleed. We do not kill.
This is first statement. What would you say on matter, Borsch? I'm curious.
The rumors can spread. In fact, one could perhaps get some craftsmen to agree not to sell to him or his house due to them too foolhardy to be trusted with it. The only issue with us gaining holdings is I worry that we might be overextending ourselves.
Yeah, but what we gain, we choose. We need something. We take that thing. We take nothing more. We do not take more than what is owed. It will be seen this way.
This is true.
I am inclined to agree with Sergei. He pets his fingers together and he leans back in his chair. Ultimately Count Baylor is already involved in the situation as it is his melee. The political coup of my victory and the humbling of House Fiona publicly will serve my own mistress, Countess Darwan, well enough. It will please her, I have no doubt. However, as to the matter of recompense, I have written an open letter and I have said that to our mutual satisfaction that Baron Fiona has until the new moon in order to make suitable recompense. I believe that you are right. What is the value of flesh? It is only bloody meat. We should ask for something more tangible, that?
Yes, like him paying our taxes for the next 2 cycles.
You suggest then he leans back. He says, "You suggest that I should let the commoners pay no taxes and have him cover the deficit."
Yes, it will raise their esteem in you, for you're taking nothing off of them. We gain money that we can be using for our own ends, and he suffers, but not in a way that would be seen among your people.
My people don't grub dross, is what you mean.
I have no idea what you're saying, sir. I am simply suggesting, but you know better than I.
He leans, as I said, he leans back in his chair. There's a definite wince, even though the wounds have healed. There's still that very, very sensitive skin, which is new. But he'll lean back in his chair and he will say, Dubois has become a non-entity already. He will be seen as foolish, and you're right. If we make it so that this is just an accident, well, then we take the moral high ground and the culpability. If a payment of dross is made to me, as well as if a small payment of dross is made as a sign of a payment for pain and suffering, would that be the correct phrasing I believe is used? And if certain tax burdens are met, we call it under the bridge, we drink, and everyone is friends again.
We are House Varish. Our house is noble. Our lord is noble. We all stand under the emblazoned of the darkened sun. But to be honest, there are 4 of us that matter.
He will pour vodka from a bottle on his table into 3 shot glasses, and he'll push 2 of them across the table.
Let's take a snort. Let's take a snort.
Yep.
I like to think when the Boggin drinks, it's almost too quick to see. It's like, what? Another.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like as you're pulling the bottle back and you're putting it back on the shelf, it's just gone.
It's fine. But he'll say, ultimately, this melee has proven to be a golden opportunity for the making of money. So, I will more than likely have more dross that can spontaneously disappear from my purse before it is that we move out of here.
I am. He actually pulls forth these writs, these contracts or whatever, and he goes, "I have grown things. You have asked me to do so." And he hands over and he shows you that basically tangible evidence of his influence growth.
He will look down. There is an approving nod of the head. You'll see him remove a pair of spectacles, really kind of half moony spectacles as he reads. He will nod before he'll push the paperwork back across the table, and he'll say, "In that case, Sergei, I will appoint you my liaison to deal with Baron Fiona on my behalf.
You know
In
this will be seen as a snub,
the, of course.
but we are friends, my lord.
As in you and I.
No, as in you and him. We are doing this to keep everyone friends. No snubbing. The snub is the act itself.
Very well. In that case, I will amend my statement. You will be my attaché when we deal with him. I will make proper appearance. However, when it comes time to talk of meat and cheese, you will talk of meat and cheese. He cannot not accept this.
Oh, borscht.
No,
I have a feeling that the starters may need to grow weapons, armament, but I do not mean the this world. I mean the gray world.
no, this can be done.
The reason I say this is because as we grow in one place, we will grow in others. I believe two things are linked.
Needless to say, currently the political situation is tense. As I pointed out, Baron Fiona lost an immense amount of dross betting on his man. The Allele benefit from this for their own betting on myself. So we must now move forward. It is becoming more and more clear to me that what seedy elements are in this kingdom are pitting themselves against their much more powerful unseelie rivals. I will be interested to see the city is becoming a chessboard, or if no, it is becoming a board that was always a chessboard, but only a few people have seen to move the pieces.
Then we play Go. Let them play chess.
You play Go now.
I play everything.
You play anything that has profit in it, Sergey.
There is much money in games.
I agree. That is the reason why, when I was challenged to this game, I could not refuse. Say, Luffy.
And my question is this:
The
while my ears are to the grindstone, listening to the commoners and their laments and all that, and while I can bring in money and draws, we cannot go. Our house cannot grow only on one end. My lord, I must ask you: will we be increasing in the one place as we increase in the other? Balance.
many favors will soon be owed, many debts to be repaid. We dance the dance, and we dance it well. The Both sides will grow, as both things must. After all, the puppet masters will always puppeteer, Sergey. He taps his lower lip with a finger, and he says, there is one more item of mild concern. Have either of you ever encountered the merfolk?
Yet,
Only the ones of our house in the open.
Apparently, you were called that giant brutish troll who scorned your good idea of us following the Nervosa only to kill them.
Someone did not. It must have had a better idea. I do not recall.
Well, the Nervosa in question apparently are also causing havoc in the merfolk kingdom that is off the shore of this fetid little island. To the point that one of their headhunters came to the market a few days ago in order to hunt them down. I'm curious, considering that their large cache of orbs was located underwater, in salt water to be exact, if these Nervosa are themselves coming from the deeps, as opposed to coming from dry land.
Where is the profit in this, my lord?
The Duchess herself has said that she is going to reward any individuals who bring her concrete information on the topic.
So we bankroll expedition then, yes?
Possibly. Ultimately, at the moment, I am content to let the Wilders play their little games of questing. That is not of real interest to me. I was able to, when I was ordered to do so, secure from my how would I phrase, the Countess her favor when I brought her the sash of dream orbs. So currently I am in her good books for a favor should it be asked or required. Ultimately, though, we play this game. I do not like having to go on I do not like having to go on Wilder style treks around the country. It is unseemly at this time. But yeah, one must do what one must do. But no, I like your plan, Sergey. We will be magnanimous. And in the fact that we are magnanimous, they will never forget that we could have had our pound of flesh.
I would rather see him. He goes, it is a she thing. I do not look past my station, so.
There is one matter for future reference that I would have looked into. Either one of you, I don't care. Dubois has a sister. I merely wish to know where the lovely lady lives, so I can send her flowers. I assume that one of you will be able to do this.
Do we have a name or anything of that nature?
Not currently. I may be able to ascertain at certain point, but it is not a high priority. It is merely if it becomes a possibility, I would be most pleased. He smiles, and he pours another shot of vodka for each one of you, and he knocks it back.
Or stomach is that?
Sergey's starting to look tipsy.
You with your fucking poison resistance, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I think on that note, we're good to go. So thank you, players, for playing. Thank you for watching. This has been another short scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.